afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for January 14th, 2020, 3 p.m. Tuesday. Imagine if you could think of something through the heart-mind and without any interference, no interruption, no obstruction from any external sources or energies or frequencies or yourself. And your intent was deep, and it was from the heart-mind, so it basically from the heart-mind to the ego-mind. And you could instantaneously watch your intent become a reality. So your intent through your heart-mind, clearly, would become a reality, right in front of you. Right? It's no different than those who levitate, the flying yogis, where they are able to basically filter everything and just be and use their power, their chi, in order to eliminate gravitational forces around the body and levitate themselves. You see, some people say, well, those are very different kinds of people, and not everybody has that ability, and only a few have certain abilities. Only a few can do these things. I couldn't do those things because, I just don't have those abilities. Understand that it isn't the physical abilities that are being enacted. It is the God that is being enacted. So it isn't, I think we get this physical thing really mixed up sometimes. It is the God within that performs all of these people call miracles, right? That we, physically are able to do this, and this. Every single communication that allows us in these bodies to perform, in some instances, great feats, and there's been depictions of those throughout history, and then those that were never recorded that have happened, and which is the majority. And we don't correlate that. We just think it's just kind of far out there sometimes that happens. When the love, and I'll tell you this, when the love from the God heart and the heart mind, when the love is very deep and very directed, without even any other thought coming in or obstruction from the ego mind, it is absolutely off the charts on what we are literally able to do. For instance, how do you think when you hear stories about a young woman whose father is caught under a truck that he was working on, and it fell on his chest, and she came out and literally lifted the truck with one hand and pulled him out from under the vehicle. Now, you would think that this was a magical feat, but in reality, it is the intensity through the heart-mind dictating to the ego-mind, which then sends directions to the adrenals. So adrenaline is released. It gives us this superhuman strength. And we all have that, by the way. It's just that we get muddled from the standpoint of being in these physical bodies, and it gets confusing for us because we haven't connected the God with the body, or the body with the God. We don't identify the fact that the God is within the body, and the body is the temple that carries the God around. And once you acknowledge it, it's not like the God's ignoring you, but once you acknowledge the fact that that is absolute, without a question or without a doubt, period, eternal, that when each and every one of us come to that realization, it is almost like an epiphany where it opens up. There's no feeling of I'm undeserving, oh no, I can't think that way, that's not good, blah, 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 and the ego mind kicks in, and the subconscious mind. But when you get to an understanding that, and you have to clear all of this goop that's been taught in our educational system on this planet, all the goop, all the falsities, because that's what muddles so many things. And then when we start to embrace ourselves and our God, and we start to create a synergy, a loving, deep loving relationship with the God within us. And that's why the journey is always within. It's never on the outside. Because we're kind of like in the dark when we come into these bodies, because our memories have been wiped. We don't have any recollection of past experience or even future. And so we just start from scratch. We're like, in reality, we're like babies in more ways than one. So then when we take in all of this false education and all of this distraction, we're muddled because we don't know that on our own we can make this deep connection with the God within, and then we can literally direct through the heart mind over the ego mind our creation. We can do so many things absolutely paramount to ourselves and the civilization of this planet. Instead of waiting, you ever notice that when you wait, you're waiting for something? You ever notice what happens to your emotions, your body, your thoughts, how everything starts to evolve into just that waiting, where it becomes almost a desperate thing, where we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and we're hoping and waiting and hoping and waiting, rather than have the intent through the heart mind and knowing the God that you are, and then letting it go without any thought whatsoever of how, when, where, what. You just let it go. You feel that within yourself that you are extremely in deep gratitude to be in the body, to be able to experience everything. So it's important, it's imperative that each of us in our own way come to the conclusion and the understanding is that whatever it is we desire is ours. It's not going to be, it's ours. You see, when we don't have that intent, because we have that little voice comes in, that little, kind of imbalance, and oh no, you can't, that's not going to happen. Why are you saying that? That's not possible. All kinds of little cretin-type frequencies that come in. And it depletes us in our confidence, and to the point where eventually we just dismiss it out of frustration or anxiety, whatever comes in. Instead of just saying, this is through my heart mind, this is in God, this is my intent. When you carry on conversation with the God within you, you're just constantly saying, God, this is my intent. This is what I desire. This is what I want. And the universe kicks in, and you don't interfere in it. You just don't do anything. You just let it go. And you move on. And you do that with everything. And you don't go back and say, and I harbor this and that and everything. Because even though you could really try, push, 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 focus, 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 it can be forced into reality, but takes much longer and a lot more frustration. So if you, like downstream, so you take that boat downstream without the oars, and your intention is clean, pure, precise, and exact, without interference, because it's coming from the heart mind. So I get a lot of people that say, I really tried to do this, and this, focus on this, but nothing ever happens. Why is that? Well, it's because you're operating from the ego mind when you think you're operating from the heart mind. That's what happens. Because remember, the ego mind is never satisfied, and it is always out of control. So it's constantly sending thoughts in every direction. And a lot of the times we grab those thoughts and turn them into reality without even realizing that we're doing it. And then we say, well, life throws, surprises at you. Not really. It really doesn't. Because a lot of the times we are literally prefabricating and putting together and embracing these thoughts day after day, second after second, without understanding that we are. So that's why you start out real simple, and you say, God, this is what I want. This is what I desire. Without feeling guilty, or that you're undeserving, or that you don't have the confidence through the heart mind that it will be. And that's basically the power within us, that we can intend these things in those particular avenues without interruption of ourselves, without standing in our own way, that we can literally manifest, create into reality. See? And our reality, the reality that we desire. And it is there. Because each and every one of us, every single one of us on this planet, deserve the best of everything. That's exactly right. Does it make any sense to you that we carry around perfection, divineness in these bodies, and that we, so many of us struggle, and so many of us go through stresses and fears and anxieties, day in and day out, night in and night out, morning in and morning out. And we worry and we wonder, and then we say to ourselves, I'm not deserving. I shouldn't have all this. I shouldn't be enjoying this. Look at all the people that are suffering. You see how that works? So you negate your own enjoyment because you're guilty because others are suffering. And instead, you imagine that if everybody started going within and embracing the God that they are and kind of conversations with their God, it's like, God, what do you think about this? It's just like it comes to an understanding with yourself that, my goodness, I don't need someone, like in the Catholic religion, I don't need someone to talk with me behind a veiled screen to tell me I have, did I tell them I have sinned? And, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 3 weeks since my last confession. That's just whole crap. It's garbage. And it's been literally incessantly shoved at us since we were little children. And the whole point of it is, and you know that Jesus walked around and tried to tell everyone, you want to talk to God, talk with God within. The God is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. In each and every one of us. So our conversation isn't up in the sky with some unknown creature or figure. It is within us. And so when we start communicating, or if you pray to the God, you're praying to the God within you. Isn't that ironic? You're in direct contact 24/7, if you choose to acknowledge it, with source creation, with the God. You are. Each and every one of us are. Whenever we choose. You're in conversation with all creation, with source creator, source creation. And it is the God. And the God within us is phenomenal. And we can have conversations all the time. You're talking to your best friend. You can say, God, what do you believe? How do you feel about this? Could you let, shed some, not a pun on words, but could you shed some light on it? Or how do you feel about me doing this? Or what do you think of this? We don't do that. You see? We don't do that. And really, it is the only direction to really be in, and the only understanding for us to be in. And once this civilization begins to embrace the God truly, and from just deep in their heart minds, embrace the God that they are, everything will change for each and every one of us miraculously, immediately. We will feel it in us, around us, above us, below us. And it will expand. And once we get the hang of it, once we understand that this is real, that it is not made up, it's not a figment, it is reality. So you're in conversations, and you say, so the funny thing is, how many of us have said, how come God doesn't answer me? How come God doesn't respond to me? I pray to God all the time, but he never responds, and he never does anything I want him to do. That's the ego mind talking, guys. All right? The God is always answering you, always responding to you, but we are so blind and so misdirected from external authority that we miss it all day long, all night long, and all morning long. Miss it because we are not focused on it, and we are not in the now, and we are not just being, because we are too busy entertaining all the thoughts that the ego mind is just voraciously shooting at us nonstop. Okay? And literally we can create situations and things. If we concentrate enough and we talk enough about it with ourselves and others, we can literally create things that don't even exist. But we end up believing they exist, and eventually they surface. It is super dangerous. And, in this meditation, this is about the best friend that you will ever experience, ever. And that is the God within you. That's it. Someone that you can, the frequency, the energy that you can confide in, that that can console you, that can interact with you, that never gets angry with you, that doesn't punish you, that doesn't threaten you, that doesn't say you're going to be cursed and your family's going to be cursed. It's silly what some people have actually been tricked into believing and then share with others. It's always been about you. It has never been about everybody else. It is about you. See? And when you finally evaporate the ego mind from constantly interfering with your communication with your God, you'll be in bliss. You'll just say, God, this is phenomenal. This is why we are so in deep gratitude every single second. This is why we're in such deep gratitude for everything. Because we carry a God, a perfection, a divineness within these bodies. We get so caught up, all of us. None of us are exempt from it. We get caught up, we're susceptible to being seduced by the ego mind, seduced by materialism, seduced by external authority. It's rampant on us. And yes, it is indeed a challenge. It is indeed an obstacle. But in reality, we choose to follow and embrace the God that we are, and to literally be in the heart mind, and to oversee the ego mind, and to oversee the subconscious mind, reprogram the subconscious mind. All these things shift and change. They change for you because you intend it. You intend it without anger, without fear, without undeserving, without low confidence. You deserve it, all of it, because you carry it inside you. It is there, always, never leaves you. And it's true. We've been taught so much externalism that we get lonely and depressed because we're in so much externalism. You see? Have you ever met people that are in complete joy? Or have you met people that seem grumpy? And inside they're smiling and laughing, believe it or not, because they're more private. They don't care to share that because they don't care to have people pick at them. So they might be grumpy and irritable, and they seem that way. But inside they're laughing and smiling, and they're just as joyous as can be. Then there are those that are just inward and outward, that are just joyous and happy, that they're alive, and that they're in this life, and experiencing the God within them, and experiencing every single breath they take, every single step they take, everything. They're in sheer joy and exuberation to be the God in the body, to be experiencing everything in this life, and to also be in mastership and command of this life, and not to fall victim that, there's happenstances and there's coincidences. They don't exist. The universe finely tunes and engineers everything. The universe is one of your biggest allies and best friends. And the God is you. And you are part of the universe. And we are all one. The only way we're separated is that we believe we're separated. The power is in the one, in all of us. So when you have a bunch of people that are genuinely from the heart, mind, and joy and happiness and bliss, what do you think that does for others? I can guarantee you, you get a bunch of grumpy people, you put them in a room, and you've got a bunch of people that outnumber them, that are just joyous and happy. I can guarantee you 5,000% of the time that those people that were grumpy will no longer be grumpy. That they too will begin to experience joy and happiness. They too will be in absolute bliss. You see how it affects everything? We affect everything. There is nothing that is not affected by our intent, by our desire, through the God, through the heart mind. There is nothing that is not affected. You may not understand it. You may not see it. But you're a wave, you're a pebble in a placid lake. It drops, and those little waves go out, and eventually they seem to disappear, but they do not. They affect that whole body of water. That one pebble dropping affects that whole body of water. That's why each of us are the essence of the golden ocean. We are the essence of source creation. Each and every one of us. We're the essence of the golden ocean. Each of us are a drop of that ocean, and we're the essence. We hold the essence of it. You see how we start to understand, comprehend in our own ways, in our own direction, with our own authority, thinking for ourselves, believing for ourselves, leading ourselves and governing ourselves. We literally are in. How would you feel in the event you were in command? How would you feel? That you knew it, say. That you didn't have the ego, you had the heart, mind, confidence, and you knew that everything you had direction for because you were guiding and directing it from the God within you. Okay? Now, it's obvious you're not going to know how the outcome will be because your confidence is just there, and you have the understanding that it is what you intend it to be. And it becomes your reality, and that's it. You see how this planet is shifted. You see of all the silliness that's been going on amongst all these different civilizations. And there's many on this planet, in it, above it, below it. And the silliness that's happening all over the place. You know? It's all low frequency. Why would we entertain that? Why? Why would we give it even a blink? It serves us no purpose. It serves as civilization, nothing. But low dark matter frequency, low survival matter frequency. Why would we entertain it? Why would we pay attention to it? Okay? And in this meditation, we are the creation, guys. So if you're the creation, that means that you can create anything you desire. And that's the truth. And with the deep eternal love that you are, it will only be in the highest frequency. And it will affect everyone, everywhere. And not in a dark, dismal way, but in an enlightening, uplifting, accelerating way of joy, bliss, and happiness, and peace. It's simply put, creation. We are the creation. We are the essence of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do, that a lot of us don't do during the course of our travels, is relax the body. We can talk to our bodies, guys. You can talk to your body in tenderness and kindness and gentleness. And your body will listen. And your body will communicate with you. You'll imagine how you'll feel when you are in command of your body. When you know exactly what's happening. And you know exactly that the between you and the body and the God within you, that you can literally correct, heal, strengthen, nurture. So you relax the body. People say, how do you relax? Well, you don't go out and get all boozed up, or you do drugs or whatever. It doesn't relax the body. It medicinalizes and it anesthetizes the body. But to naturally relax the body, you let everything go. We collect stuff every second. We may not be so aware of it. We collect all kinds of things, other people's thoughts that we're walking around, other people we don't even need to be around that are thinking, people in the family or by yourself. Wherever you're collecting, you're like a magnet. Things stick to you, right? And so what you do is you just surrender it. Move right into your God and say, I have no need for anything such as this. You can eliminate all attachments on your own. You don't need somebody to do it for you. You can literally eliminate so many different things that with ease and without friction. So you say to your body, it's time that we relax. Let's relax. Let's let go of all of these things, all of these incessant thoughts that are entertaining, that you are constantly thinking about, what about this, and what do I do? And I've got to get this done by this time, and I've got to get this done by this time, and if I don't get this, I'm going to lose this, and if I lose this, I'm going to lose that, and this is going to happen, and it's going to be this. And you know what that's called? That's called fighting upstream. Now, if you look at the cycle, and there's a lot of messages in the animals and life on this planet. If you look at the cycle of the salmon, and the salmon spawning, you see what the salmon does. It has an insatiable drive to spawn in the same place that it was born from. So it all comes back, and it goes upstream, and eventually they all die. They all die. Does that make any sense? No, it really doesn't. But it's how they procreate. It's no different than us. Are we going to fight everything constantly? Since, and this happened, and I got this, and I don't know. No, why? You let everything go. You leave it to the universe, because the universe, you hold the essence of it. And the God. So you just let it all go, relax the body. It just literally vaporizes off of you. And you relax the body. And then what do? You move into the now. The now focuses us on the only thing we've ever had. The now. Not the past. Not the future. A lot of us will drag the past into the future And that creates our future. So we're constantly dragging the past into our future, creating our future. So we literally redo everything over and over and over again into our future, and that's our future. Right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, negative or not. It's not negative. But do you want to keep reliving your life over and over again and keep dragging the past into the future? I don't think so. You're desiring. We all desire to move forward, to step forward, to experience new things that we choose, things that we deem that we would like to experience. Okay? Not the ego mind, but through the heart mind. So in the now, what the now does is it stills the ego mind, and it stills the subconscious mind. And in this very now, we're creating our future. Right in the now, we're creating our future. And as we relax the body, genuinely relax the body, move into the now, we want to breathe. Breathing is so important for our bodies. And as we breath in, we take a nice deep breath in, nice and comfortable, and we hold it for 3 seconds. Here's the 3 seconds. I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. Those are the 3 seconds. And then we exhale. We breath out through the mouth. And we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. And the reason we hold our breath, it focuses us on the now. When we get off track, or we're going in so many different directions, worrying and fearing and stressing about all kinds of things. When we start to breathe, we can stop ourselves and say, you know something, God, I got to start concentrating on my breath. I'm really getting out of control here. Ego mind is taking front center. I got to get back with the heart mind. I got to move myself back into the now. And that's what we can do. And you start breathing. You can be anywhere. You just focus on the breath. You know? And you breath in, and you bring yourself back to the now. And I guarantee you, one of the best ways for you to fall asleep, stay asleep, is to focus on your breathing. Because guess what you do? When you focus on your breathing before you go to bed, and you move, that moves you only in the now, only in the very moment that you're in. All of that other stuff will vaporize and fall away. There will be nothing but you and beingness. And you will conk right out, fall asleep. You'll have a good night's rest. You can't do it in 2 seconds, though. All right? It's got to be genuine and from the heart mind. So, as we breath in divine positive energy. And this is directly from Source Creation. It's from the collective consciousness of the universe, from this planet, Earth, Gaia. It is from all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It is all things. It is Source Creation. It is Mother, Father, God, the feminine and the masculine. It is Prime Source Creator God. This is our family. We were all created by Source Creation. And we literally, without forcing or anything, accept the communication through the God within us into the heart mind. It isn't voices, words. It is frequency, vibrational frequency. It is a feeling that we feel in our bodies. It is a sense. It is an uplifting understanding that comes in, and it communicates to us. And if we're conscious and we're focused in the now, we will understand it. And it constantly talks with us as though you are creation. You create. You have always been creation. Doesn't it make sense that you're in direct communication with the God within you? that you are moving into bliss, that whenever you desire something, that you create it, that you literally, through the heart mind to the ego mind, you select different thoughts. In fact, you can literally have the ego mind generate certain thoughts that you want to embrace and bring into reality. See, you begin to master, you begin to understand, you begin to become more conscious, you begin to become more clear, more focused, more centered, more understanding of the love that you are. Now, when you breath out the things that we normally know, that these little picks at us, these little voices and stuff saying, oh, no, that's a waste of time. You know, yeah, how many times have you tried that? Don't work anyway. Just do what you're doing. I'll take care of the rest. That's the ego mind. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it. Well, we know what happens then. So we release that. You say, ego mind, I'm in control here. I'm in charge. I love you, embrace you, but you are not in charge. I am in charge through my heart mind and through my God. And so that's how you talk. You talk kindly, gently, not with anger or stress or fear. And you dismiss it. So we are in the heart mind. We are the God within us, the kingdom of God, the heart of God, the mind of God, the eyes of God. We are the God. And when we seriously understand this, we begin to manifest, create whatever we desire as if it is second nature. And it should be second nature for all of us. As we are the God, as we are the heart mind, we have many with us that are the God as well as the heart mind. We have all of the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the angels, all of this civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them everywhere. We do see them. We see them in physical form. They'll show up at different times. And if we are conscious and clear, we will identify who they are. We won't say, are you an angel? We won't say that. We will know they are. And they will know that we know they are. Okay? There's no fanfare. And they're around us all the time. They're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest of gratitudes. And there's thousands and trillions of them. And a lot of times there's like 8, 9, 10, 15, 20,000 around us. They can occupy a square foot. Thousands of them can. But because of their vibrational frequency is different. You could have 30 Earths all in different dimensional frequencies, all inhabiting the same space. So, we have the Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Thel, Hell, Thought, all of them, many, many, many more. They have mastered many things, and they have ascended out of body, and they hold God form. We are God in the body, so we ascend into the body to inhabit the body to experience. They've inhabited many bodies to experience. They help us and assist us all the time. They're no better, no bigger, no greater than we are. We all hold the essence of creation. And they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. And they are of the highest, deepest, eternal gratitudes. And we're all together here. Right here. We decide arm in arm, hand in hand, to form a circle of light, a halo around the planet, around this Earth Gaia, around the equator. And as soon as we do that, our light is so intense, our God light, not Luciferian light, that's a lesser illusion light. The God light, the creation, source creation light. This is the high vibrational frequency of deep eternal love that literally vibrates within us. We hold the peace of that creation. And so we encase this planet and ourselves in a perfect spheres of impenetrable high energy field, which is a high frequency, cannot be penetrated. The emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael, the white fire, the violet ray, the purple transmuting flame, the golden white pink light of source creation, of prime source creator God, of Mother, Father, God, Feminine, Masculine, our family. All of these frequencies, these light energies, these are reminders that we are them. We can literally command and use them. We are made up of the essence of all things. So out of deep eternal love. So we are all these things. So we maintain our high frequency. Nothing can penetrate these fields. When we lower our frequency, we open the front door. So remember that. You are constantly protected 24/7 on your own direction of understanding and clarity of who and what you are. You maintain a high frequency, your field is impenetrable. You lower your frequency into anger and frustration and greed and manipulation, you will literally lower that frequency and open the front door. So it is always up to us. And this field continues to expand and literally intensify and become stronger and stronger. So as we do that, we decide that we're going to step outside the body and be above it. Float above the head, the crown chakra, where all source creation energy flows nonstop, all the time. And as we do this, all of us, we are compelled to call out to our other brothers and sisters, the other pieces of creation, of source creation. All of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Only those who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion. They're in non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity. They are in stillness of mind. They are in the now. They are gentle, kind, soft, generous, humble. They are in bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. They come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex will fill this universe. They come in numerous, thousands, billions of Gugaplexes, filling millions of universes, and they all float in. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, the circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs, they are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one, and we are all love, and our God-like energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, beneath earth, Agartha. All of these civilizations, there are many, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, this now in the circle of light. Because if their frequencies are low, they cannot sustain themselves in such high frequency of deep eternal love. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, bliss, joy, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness. tranquility, benevolence. They come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this circle of light, in this now, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all of the galactics and off-worlders, all of those Pleiadians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Sirians, and many, many, many more. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of life. They're in full compassion and non-judgment, non-ego, stillness of mind, non-negativity, bliss, joy, peace, kindness, gentleness, generosity and humbleness, tranquility and benevolence. And they come in the billions. They have assisted us in our evolution. Excuse me. They have assisted us in our enlightenment, in our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. And in the billions, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, non-negativity, stillness of mind, non-ego, non-judgment, tranquility, benevolence, and they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. Their gods are with our gods are with theirs. And we are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth Gaia. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in non-judgment, full compassion, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, kindness, gentleness, generosity, humbleness, tranquility, benevolence, bliss, joy, peace. And they come in the trillions. Fairies, sprites, elves, gnomes, dwarves, trees, elementals, earth, air, water, fire, mermaid, dolphin, whale, pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur, and many, many, many more, in shapes, sizes, forms, colors, configurations of which we have never seen before. and arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs, they join us in this meditation in this now in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And our gods are with their gods, and their gods are with our gods, and we are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Flooding and saturating all the sacredness of all space, in all things. Uplifting the fabric of creation through source creation into the highest of high frequencies of deep eternal love. We look up and we see our meditative sphere at center circle. We created this sphere. It houses all of our meditations in vibrational frequencies, perpetual, ongoing, never-ending, eternal. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. It can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It floods our physical bodies head to toe, inside and out, our gods, everything. Fills us with deep eternal bliss and joy and peace and prosperity and abundance, wealth, riches, happiness, kindness, gentleness, non-ego, non-judging, stillness of mind. We are flooded with this, always. We are creation. Anything we desire, we can create. We can bring our thoughts into reality. We can select our thoughts at will and determine which ones best suit us, and then we embrace them with deep eternal love, and we create reality with them. This is through the heart mind, over the ego mind, and the subconscious mind. We look down upon the planet, we see all of life, all of our brothers and sisters, all the life, on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia. We flood through source creation, all of them, physical and etherical, so that they too begin to awaken, begin to embrace the gods within them, begin to forgive themselves, begin to treat themselves with kindness, gentleness, with confidence without the ego, with lovingness, so that they embrace themselves and they become the gods that they truly are. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. constant is change. And we are change. And that came from Lao Tzu, who wrote the Tao, or the Way. And we are creators. So there's no way that we are not always creating. It cannot be, because we are of creation. The Source created us out of deep eternal love. Doesn't it make sense that we begin that journey within? We start to learn and understand who and what we are. We start putting the pieces together very, very carefully, and then we have a full screen picture of the gods that we are and the command and mastership that we are gaining within ourselves. This then becomes, you create what you desire. You oversee from the heart mind to ego mind. You literally are depicting, you're saying, okay, I'm going to take ego mind, I want this thought, this thought, this thought, and I'm going to bring them in, and I'm going to bring them into reality. I'm going to create them into reality. So therefore, you can literally continually progress and learn and master who and what you are. And you can just imagine, take the childhood imagination in front and center and let it just explode with the absolute possibilities that you are. And take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. And be it. It's interesting because we are it. It's just that we have lost sight of the fact that we can be it. We'll have a time for change call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on this line. We cover a lot of different topics that people have asked about for clarification on many different things. And we're also going to talk about the prime law, and we're going to delve even deeper into many other things. I suggest you bring some kind of a tablet to write with. I always believe in hard copy. You know, computers are great. I've built them, I've used them for years, but hard copy you can't replace it. We will be back here January 15th, 2020 at 3 p.m. Eastern.